Every party has the one guy. The one that can dance so cool and sexy, all their heads turn. I'm not that guy. When the beat drops, I'm the guy hiding at the side, doing nothing. I'm a musician and composer, so I love music. But dancing, not so much. A few years ago, I was at a party and a girl danced up to me and she reached out her hand. I hesitated, but then went, okay, I'll try. I gave it a little this and nothing much. But soon I hit the dance floor, literally. I lost balance, swirled around, with a big bang slammed to the ground. Party over. As funny as it must have been to watch, the reason why I fell down is serious. It's a genetical condition called free drugs ataxia. The chance to be born with this is 1 in 50,000. So you're meeting a phenomenon. The short version of that is that my brain increasingly loses connection to my legs and arms. So as my guts told me before, I shouldn't have been dancing at all. Few years ago, I started to notice my body wouldn't always do what I told it to. Some steps seemed to be imprecise and I became afraid of stairs. But first I said, I might just look away, then it will go away. It didn't. It got worse and worse. One day at a job interview, because I talked so slowly and walked so insecurely, I was asked if I had a drinking problem. So I knew I had to get myself checked. When the doctor revealed the diagnosis to me after weeks of countless visits and said there is no cure, it's impossible, I felt like somebody pushed me out of a moving car. How could I look forward to a life knowing that over time I would lose control over my body? That was 10 years ago. Now I have a great life. And between what I then perceived as black and white, ill or healthy, I now see many colors between that. I want to share some of the learnings with you that the last decade gave me. First, choose your thoughts. 2, celebrate failure. And 3, shift your focus. Thoughts are extremely powerful. We should all pay attention to which ones we think. The doctor's voice was branded onto my brain. There is no cure, it's impossible. He said, I shouldn't expect too much of the coming years. I'd be in a wheelchair soon, and I was not going to get very old, because he said, brain cells can't be replaced, and genes can't be influenced. Today I know the diagnosis was correct, but the prognosis was wrong. Your brain changes physically depending on how you use it. Genes can be turned on and off depending on how you live. And right now, people are trying to develop a technique called CRISPR that's trying to exchange DNA sequences. Impossible? We'll see. I began seeing a coach for mental training, and she, to get rid of that voice that still was in my head, and she taught me a very useful trick that we can now try together if you want to. What was the most damaging negative thing someone has ever said to you? Can you repeat the exact words in your head? Got it? Now, who can recall the voice of Mickey Mouse? Hey, Goofy, how's it going? What's up? Yeah? Now, you take that sentence in the voice of Mickey Mouse in your head and see what happens. It loses much of its power, right? So, it struck me, I cannot always influence what others say to me, but I can influence if and how I want to remember it. For years, people have made fun of me because I walk so insecurely. And I had no clue how to react. So I just gave him the mean look. They thought I was drunk. Then they thought I'm a mean drunk man. So, not very helpful. What helped me most was that Mickey Mouse trick, and just to be relaxed about it, between you and me, it does look funny when I walk. So it's all good. But as soon as I started to be aware of my own thoughts, I was shocked. I'm judgmental and negative almost all the time. First, I dislike the way I look when I walk. Then I dislike the guy next to me looks when he walks. Then I dislike how he might think about me when he sees me walk. Then I dislike. That had to stop. I needed to find a way to let these thoughts go. And it's very hard. Try it for one day. Try not to judge yourself nor others for just one day. And you'll see how hard that is. I realized there's no need for a connection between what others maybe think about me and my life. But there's a huge connection between what I think about myself and my life. So I developed routines and a vision of a healthier me. So cool it make me jump out of bed in the morning, like, for example, jogging at the beach or learning to dance proper hip-hop, not that kind. So I learned to pick my thoughts and really turned it away from other people just to keep it more on my side. And even if it doesn't work out every time, I've gotten way better, and so can you. But also, sometimes it might be valuable to celebrate failure. Few people believe it's possible for me to get healthy. Even fewer believe it's likely, and nobody believes it's easy. So what I'm trying to do is like winning a gold medal when you just started doing sports. It is possible, but a very long way to go. So what I needed was a top athlete mindset. So I studied them, read their books, saw documentaries, films, YouTube clips, everything I could get my hands on, because I wanted to find out what did these people do differently to overcome failure. What I found was they fail all the time. They fall down, they're in sweat, they're in tears, they keep getting up and keep fighting because they understand that's the price they have to pay for true greatness. I said, I want to have that kind of mindset. So I developed routines like getting up at 5 in the morning, working out, doing meditation, and I looked for the best people around me to help me win this. Nutrition advisors, acupuncturists, coaches for mental training, personal trainers, and even a dancer. All people with the highest ambitions for me and no pity. As soon as I got the feeling someone of them felt sorry for me, I looked for someone else. I needed good people, like my physiotherapist, who saw me walking all depressed one day, grabbed me by the shoulders and screamed to my face, "Giving up is not an option, you hear me?" I hear him to this day. So the more I understood about how these people take failure as a part of their way to success, the more I started to see other examples. Take babies. You wouldn't discourage them or tell them rather keep crawling when they fall down. You would pick them up, brush them off, tell them to try again. But way too often, when people hear about an illness, they just stay home, stop taking risks, and surrender to the diagnosis. I believe if I hadn't found the joy that's in failing, I wouldn't be here. So, if you then manage to celebrate failure, it might also be helpful to sometimes shift your focus. See, I must say, it has become quite fashionable, I would say, to talk about failure in the sense of postponed success, right? Some successful people, I would say, now just try different things, but not necessarily adapt it or learn from it. I must say, I found it much more inspiring to hear about people who took an individual barrier, saw the learning in it, and walked their way around it. We, for example, moved into a new apartment, 3rd floor, no elevator. I love challenges, but I was totally mad at myself because I realized with the laundry basket, I cannot be helpful and get this thing into the basement because I need one hand at the handrail when I go down the stairs. So after I was done cursing myself, I then realized, we have that IKEA bag. I can put it in the laundry, put it over my shoulder, and take the handrail. In the basement, it struck me, who cares how it got here, right? As soon as I'm making sure the end result is the same, I am being helpful. So I tried to shift my focus from what I couldn't do and perceived as being a failure to what was the outcome of what I was trying to achieve. As long as the end result is the same, I'm fine. So sometimes I have to put my head down, keep grinding away like an athlete. And the other times I have to be smart and find a way around things. I realized it might be hard to differentiate between the two. So I went on a meditation retreat and meditated on that question for days. At the end, I asked a Zen master. He sat there completely motionless. After minutes, he said, "Always fight to the last drop of your blood for what you really want in life, but never complain about where you are." So I took that, I hear it every day now, and I can say this illness has taught me a lot of things. 3 that I shared with you today. Choose the right thoughts to positivity, celebrate failure and acknowledge it, and shift your focus to the outcome. I was haunted by the memory of my fall at the party. It was painful and embarrassing. But I had one thought that changed my life and helps me to this day. There must be something between black and white. It's not important that I fell. It is important that I keep dancing.